Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Daryl and I'm a less than amateur runner who likes running and running related things. Today I'm diving into my first impressions of the Adidas Boston 13, the Adidas Adidas Boston 13. But before we get into the review, I want to be fully transparent with you. I purchased this shoe on my own and no one has any input or control over what I say. As always with my shoe reviews, the opinions you're about to hear are entirely my own. And I also want to say thank you for the people who have been watching my channel. I really do appreciate it. And if this is your first time watching, please consider subscribing for more running related content. Thank you. While you're here, I just want to ask if anyone else is running the Peachtree 10K in Atlanta this July. If so, I hope to see you there, and please say hi if you see me. All right, if you've been following the channel, you know I've been testing out various Adidas shoes over the past year. Most recently, I raced the Cherry Blossom 10-mile run in Washington, D.C. using the Adidas Adizero SL and managed to walk away with a 10-mile PR. I've really enjoyed that shoe for its versatility and performance, so I was finally excited to get my hands on the Boston 13. It's a shoe line that I haven't tried before. And to be honest, I didn't know much about the history of the Boston line before picking these up. So I did a little bit of digging, and according to the Adidas website, the Boston 13 series launched sometime in the 1980s. And from my understanding, it was designed as a marathon race day shoe. And now 13 versions later, it blends the latest tech with heritage built around helping runners chase those fast training times. So where does the Boston 13 fit in? Is it a race day shoe, a daily trainer, or best for long runs? Before we get into all that, let's go take this shoe out for a run. So last year I signed up for the Atlanta Peachtree Road Race 10K, and that's coming up here on this 4th of July next month. And I've been using the Runna App to help me train for this race. And initially I wanted to use that app for the Wisconsin Half Marathon and ditch it after. But if I'm being honest, I like the training plan that the app came up with. So using that, I ended up just about coming up with a 8-minute PR for a half marathon. So if you're curious about the app or interested in it, I have a free 2-week trial in the description down below here. So let's get back to the shoe, sorry. This Sunday had a long run. It was a 7 miles scheduled long run at a very conversational pace, with which ended up being about 8 minutes and 28 seconds per mile. Most of the run I ran very comfortably, but at times I pushed the shoe just to see how it felt when I gave it some short burst of speed. And during that run, it felt very comfortable at my conversational pace, but also when I picked up the speed, it felt very comfortable as well. Sorry. All right, the specs on the shoe. The Boston 13 weighs in at approximately 9 ounces for a men's size 9. I always keep forgetting to weigh these before my initial run, so I'm not sure if that changed anything or not. I'm sure it doesn't. It also features a 6 millimeter drop with a stack height of 36 millimeters here in the heel, and then 30 millimeters in the forefoot. The upper, I don't know if you can see it on here, features the engineered mesh, while the midsole combines the Light Strike and the Light Strike Pro forms with energy rods stuck in between here. The outsole is made up of the light traction rubber right here. It's the same stuff they use for the Adidas Pro 4, or so I've read. I don't own a pair of those yet. And along with the grip, it also, the light traction here, and then the Continental rubber here. The shoe fits true to size, and I did not notice any hot spots while running. I had no problems with a lockdown. It was a solid lockdown. However, I have heard some people had to resort to using the runner's loop and then having the laces come up short. So I don't know if that's been a problem for you. If it has, maybe let me know in the comments below. I'd like to hear. For the upper, the Boston 13 has a lightweight engineered mesh that hits a nice balance between breathability and structure. There's plenty of ventilation. I've taken the shoe out on 2 hot summer runs so far and had 0 issues with breathability. Since this is my first pair of Bostons, I went back and read up on some of the older versions, and it sounds like some runners had issues with the upper in past models, specifically the Boston 12, but it looks like Adidas has made some solid updates here on this shoe. The most noticeable changes are an upgraded heel counter. I don't know if you can see it here. On previous models, I guess it was a little thin, and they came up with a new tongue on this one as well. I don't know if I can get that in focus. The Boston 12 had a much thinner heel counter, which I guess caused some rubbing on the Achilles for some runners, resulting in blisters and general discomfort. And that seems to be fixed in this version. I didn't notice any problems with the heel counter. The tongue is also thicker and more padded compared to previous models. Maybe, and I don't know if this is right, but maybe the Boston 12 was leaning more toward a tempo shoe vibe, but either way, these are welcome changes or improvements for anyone who has run in the 12s and had issues before. So far, again, I mentioned it before, the lockdown feels great on the shoe for me, and I haven't had any hot spots during my runs. As I mentioned before, I know some people have had issues with lockdown on this shoe. They'd had to use the runner's loop, but I guess the laces had come up short when they were trying that. So I don't know, I might give it a try and see how the laces fit for me and see how that goes. So the midsole of the shoe is kind of the star of the Boston 13. According to Adidas, it has about 13.8% or 14 more percent of Light Strike Pro foam compared to previous versions, which is supposed to make the ride a bit more comfortable. And honestly, it feels like it delivers. You've got the Light Strike for the heel and a little bit of that Light Strike right here in the forefoot. And then in between all that is the energy rod setup. You can see it here as well, like right here. And then also underneath the shoe. Sorry, this is very dirty from the other run. But you can see the energy rods here. The energy rods in the shoe gives it a bit of stiffness and a nice propulsive feel, especially when you start picking up the pace. The foam is definitely a little bit firmer than something like the Asics Super Blast, which is still one of my favorite shoes. But this one gives you plenty of energy return. And this midsole isn't just for speed work. I think it's versatile enough to handle some longer runs and even some of your everyday steady miles if you're out there doing some daily training. After running in a few different Adidas shoes, I've really come to trust the Continental rubber on the outsole. It's one of my favorite things about the Boston 13. This version here also uses what's called light traction rubber. It's the gray area right here of the shoe, which is the same stuff you'll find in the Adidas Adios Pro 4. I didn't get a chance to record my second run in the shoe, but I did a speed workout with, there were 2 sets of 2 miles with paces between 6:55 and 7:25, sorry. And right in the middle of it, the rain started coming down pretty hard. And even on wet pavement, the grip held strong. There was no slipping, there were no issues. This outsole grips well in both wet and dry conditions. And honestly, it feels like it's built to last. The durability of the shoe is going to last a while. I think you'll really enjoy it. So final thoughts on the Boston 13. I think this is a solid all-around trainer that pushes itself toward the performance side. It's not your soft, easy day cruiser, but if you like a firmer, more responsive ride with a little bit of race day feel built in, this one is definitely for you. It definitely delivers a good feel for those runs. For those of you who enjoyed the Boston 12, you'll likely enjoy the improvements on this shoe, and especially with the, I think I mentioned before, the padded, extra padding in the heel collar, and then the extra padding in the tongue. As far as pricing goes, as of today, the Adidas website has it listed for $160 US, which I believe is $10 more than the Adidas Evo SL. So you've got 2 shoes, roughly similar prices, but do 2 different things. And I actually did a full review on this shoe as well, if you're interested in watching. So how am I going to use this shoe moving forward? It probably won't be my first choice for race day, but it's definitely earned a spot in my rotation for day-to-day training, especially on those shorter runs where Runna adds a little bit of spice to keep things fun. If you've run in the Boston 13 or any other earlier versions, drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts about the shoe. All right, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, subscribe for more running reviews and race day content. Until next time, keep running strong and stay mustached.